coalitions, we have 30 solid organizations have come together and put together this petition addressed to Chairman Waxman, saying, you have been promising us for the past 5 years. This case, in fact, according to the ACLU, I am the most gagged woman in the history of this country. There has been no case of an American citizen who has had so many gag orders issued on her. We put this petition, 30-plus organizations signed on, and they delivered it in March 2007, just a month ago, to Chairman Waxman's office. We had 15,000 citizens who signed it and sent it to Chairman Waxman's office. And based on the office's own report, tens of thousands of people in the past 3-4 weeks have called to say, well, where are you going to hold a hearing? And we have received no response. And we don't know why. None of these organizations know why, because they have all the facts, they have all the confirmation. Hey, they have the IG report. They have the executive branch's own report saying she's credible and her allegations have been supported by other witnesses and documents. We are not talking about, at this point, allegations. We're talking about facts, documented, witnessed facts. And I believe, and I still believe, that the citizens, the Americans, who care about their rights, their country, can make this happen. Because with 30 organizations, maybe with 10,000 people, it hasn't happened because one of the factors is not present there, and that is mainstream media. And of course, we know the mainstream media has such influence over the Congress, whatever makes the headline. If issue ABC is right now is making the headline, Congresswoman or Congressman, I'm going to hold a hearing and I'm going to have FaceTime, and media time and attention, sometimes for good reasons. I'm not saying for any, negative reasons, but media has not paid attention, and maybe, I'm not saying that's the case, maybe Congress is not finding it worthy of their attention despite all the severe consequences because the media is not there. The citizens can change this. The constituents of Chairman Henry Waxman in California, in Los Angeles area, they can change that. They can say, you represent us, you represent our interest, and you are the chairman of the Government Reform Committee. Government reform. Well, this is about bringing reform into government. This is about bringing reforms into these wrongdoings within our government, with people who are paying the price being all its citizens. So, after not hearing back from Chairman Waxman through this petition and 30 organizations, now I am trying to reach to those constituents in California. I'm trying to reach to all citizens in this country and say, forget about me. This is not about Sibel Edmonds. This is not about a whistleblower losing her or his job, which itself is a very terrible thing. It sends a wrong message about doing the right thing. But even for now, let's put that aside and to say, let's go to the core issues. What was it that she reported that caused all these gag orders and firing and threats? What was it? It was not about her. What I reported had nothing to do with me. It had to do with the interest of the American public being stumped upon. It had to do with those who have been elected and given their authorities and power by this nation, by its citizens, betraying them. It has to do with those peoples who are using their positions in our executive branch agencies to obtain lucrative early retirement positions afterwards, to be representatives of foreign interests, and not afterwards. This is very important. In order to obtain it afterwards, they have to service those foreign interests while they are working and have those positions. That's how they earn those future positions. That's how it happens. If you look at these cases, in every single one of them, that's how it happens. You start serving the interests of outside foreign influence before you obtain your positions afterwards when you say bye to your civil service position. And that is in especially some cases criminal. That is not something that should be tolerated by this country, by this great country and its people. And we need to set an example of those people. We have the facts, we have the documents, we have the witnesses. And it's time to do it. So to do it, to stand up and to call, and not one phone call, calling Chairman Waxman's office, keep calling until they get an answer. When is that hearing going to take place? That's not difficult. For each citizen, it may cost them 4 minutes. But the benefit to this country and the number of issues that we're going to shed light to is way worth it. And if it was not, they wouldn't have gone this far to gag it. Because I have been fighting very hard. But you need to pay attention. They have been fighting very hard too, because this is unprecedented. If I am the most gagged woman in the history of this country, and if they have gone as far as invoking the state secrets privilege, the issue is important enough. So for anyone who wants to, or who may naturally say, well, how do I know this case is credible? I'll tell you, there is a report. There are statements from bipartisan senators, Senator Grassley, Senator Leahy, from Congressman Waxman, and these are all on-the-record statements establishing the credibility for the case. The credibility has been established. The importance of this case has been established. Our government has taken unprecedented steps to silence and cover up this case. That should tell the American public how important this case is. And call Chairman Waxman, write to him, and do not stop until we have this hearing in place. And we have the agents, we have the people testify, and I'm going to emphasize 2 words here. A, they testify under oath. B, for the hearings to be public. I have had some hearings, they have been behind closed doors inside SCIF. In Congress, I have briefed them. They already have this information. That's the point I'm trying to make here. They have this information. Inside the SCIF, I have given them. Be it Chairman Waxman, be it Senator Grassley, be it Senator Leahy, I have given them this information. It's the American public's turn to hear about this. So it's a possibility that in light of, let's say, decision by the chairman to hold a hearing, the government comes and says it needs to be in closed session, not public, because these are classified issues. They are not. If that happens, we won't get anywhere, because then it's futile, and I would not even be willing to testify, because I have already done so. 5 years ago, I have given them behind the closed doors testimony. So did other witnesses. So it's time to have an open public hearings and have people under oath. I am willing to testify under oath. And the consequences of lying is severe. And so let's make this happen. And let's say when all channels that we rely upon, be it the courts and the Congress and the executive branch and the mainstream media, fail us, we still should move forward and not stop and reach out to the American public and make it happen. And I hope that we can do it, because not being able to do it sends a very bad, awful message to our children and our grandchildren to say the active citizenry is dead in this country. And nothing either comes out of it, or people don't care, don't do it. We take pride of being Americans and the lovers of and supporters of the freedom. Let's show it that we can do it despite the fact that we don't have these 4 channels. So there's Chairman Waxman, an honorable individual and established case. Now we just need the public to say, let's do it.
Thank you.
My pleasure.